Hello everyone and welcome to your drawing session for today. Today we're going to be doing a really lovely cozy drawing. So I hope that you're in the mood for cozy because that is what you're going to get. We're basically going to be doing a step-by-step drawing with pen and paper, and then we will do some watercolor painting. If you don't have watercolor paints, do not fear. You can color it however you like, or you can just leave it as a drawing, which is also very cool. So I hope that you enjoy it, and let's get going, shall we? So we just have our piece of paper here, and I'm just going to start by drawing a little line kind of in the center. So I'm going to identify the center and towards the top, and it's going to just be about this size. So that's kind of in the center, a little bit to the left, but it's all good, it doesn't really matter. Try and get it as central as you can. And then from the left point, I'm just going to go down a tiny bit and then curl it all the way up, nearly touching the corner, the top left corner. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side, so just mirrored. So a little bit down and then going up to the corner there. So you've got this weird little shape at the top. All right, now I'm just going to go across to the left hand side and do a little line coming in the opposite diagonal way, and do the same on the other side like that. They can be a little bit curved if you want, or just straight. Now I'm going to bring a line down that's coming slightly parallel but also widening towards the middle, and do the same on the other side. And this one I'm just going to curl around a little bit too. So that's just giving a suggestion of where this line is going. So I'm going to continue that down and around, giving it a soft corner there, and then just join it back up to that point there. Alrighty, so there we go. There is our first shape. Now I'm just going to add a little ridge or a little line down the bottom here, a little bit in, and then underneath. It doesn't have to be completely straight. Mine's a little bit wonky, and that is all good. Beautiful. All right, now let's add some details. So I'm just going to do some vertical lines that are going up into the top bit of this shape, kind of going with the wave of the curve. It's very, very subtle though. Then I'll do the same on the edges over there, and come over to the right hand side and do the same, just little lines that kind of match the top or go to the top. Then I'm going to do the same on this bottom ridge, just some little lines. If you can't tell what it is yet, then guys, you're going to soon find out, because I think it's quite obvious now though, but you never know, we'll see. Alrighty, now I'm just going to add some little points on the top of this. So I'm just going to start with a little kind of circle or little sausage. So I'm doing 4 little sausages and 1 little circle. Then I'm going to go around to the other side and do 1 little circle, and then 4 little sausages. Easy. Alright, so now I'm going to come to the top bit, and I'm just going to do a little triangle shape here. So that is a nose, guys, in case you hadn't guessed by now. And next to the nose, I'm going to do 2 eye shapes. So just really simple, just a little line and then a little dot in the middle. Of course, you can go elaborate on this and do any kind of eye shape or style that you like. And then I'm going to add a little eyebrow too. So cute little face poking up over the massive collar of this big jumper. And then of course your hair, if you've got long hair or lots of hair, is going to puff out as you're pulling the jumper on and maybe getting a little bit messy. So we're just going to draw some messy hair here. So the hair's emerging from the collar, and we're just kind of doing lots of messy marks with my fine liner here. So go wild with your imagination here. You could always be doing a little self-portrait, or maybe drawing someone in your mind, some friend or family member, or just making someone up too. It's really yours to take wherever you want to take it. All right, so I'm just gonna keep adding more bits of fine line pen, little strands. I'm going to come down to the base of the drawing and just draw 2 lines coming from wherever you want. So this is obviously the hips or the legs of the person that we're drawing. So you can make them really narrow, really wide, you know, interpret it however you like. I've just gone for like basic. And so because it's such a big cozy jumper, I'm going to accompany it with some really cozy jogging pants or sweatpants or jogging trousers or lounge pants, whatever you call them. And you'll see that I have drawn just some random lines. That's just to suggest that they are baggy. And in fact, I'm going to come across to the jumper and do the same thing. So because her arms are stretched out, I'm going to do the impression of kind of like creases coming from both of those directions, coming across the middle as well. Just random marks. You don't have to think too much about this. And now I'm going to start thinking about my background. So the world is your oyster here, guys. You can do whatever background comes to mind. If you've got something that's burning inside of you, go for it, I say. I think I'm just going to do like squiggly lines that are coming from the center of the page. So I'm going to just do lots of squiggly lines to kind of, I want to give the suggestion of kind of radiating coziness, if that makes sense. I guess it could look like it's radiating smells or something like that, but it's not. It's coziness. And so I'm going to make them in the direction of the center of the page that obviously my person is covering. So I can be kind of as loose as I want to here and just kind of have it coming all the way around in different directions, but all going towards the same point. And that is that. We've finished the drawing part of our drawing. If you want to continue drawing, please feel free. You could add decoration to the jumper or something like that. But for now, we are going to start with our painting. So hello paintbrush. I use this one paintbrush for most of my painting. It's quite big, but it's got a nice point to it. So I absolutely love using it. And I use tube watercolour paints. Well, I use both, but for today I'm going to be using tube watercolour. So here is my lovely palette. I'll describe the differences between the tube watercolour and pan watercolour in a different video. But for today, I'm just wetting my watercolour. I've chosen yellow ochre and Windsor red to mix together to do my skin tone. And I'm just placing it on my hands, and then I will place it on my face. So just a really tiny amount of paint, not too wet of a brush. And I can drag up the skin tone that I've chosen up into the hair, because I'm going to paint the hair a darker colour, so I can kind of like be a bit messy here. I'm not really like the neatest painter ever. But today we're just going cozy and a little bit lazy, and that's all good. I'm going to mix up a little bit of pink for the cheeks, make them a little bit rosy. You've got to be a little bit careful about how wet the paint is that you're applying the new paint onto, because sometimes it can run and then you end up with a big red face, as if you've been doing some kind of rigorous HIIT exercise or something like that. Now I'm just going to grab a gorgeous cozy colour, and that is a mixture of Windsor red, yellow ochre and alizarin crimson. Look how gorgeous that colour is, and I'm going to start applying it to my background. So I think I'll use 3 different colours for my background. So I'm going to do every third kind of section in this colour. It's just a really relaxing way to paint, because you're basically just colouring in. So if, like I said, you don't have watercolours, you can totally be doing this with colouring crayons or pens or just whatever, but it's like super relaxing. So I'm just going to speed this a little bit up though, because this can take a little while. So time for the second colour, which looks a little bit like the first colour, I'm going to be honest, but to my eye it looked a little bit different. This colour is more of an orangey colour, and as it dries you can kind of tell the difference a little bit more. So the first one was kind of reddy and this one's kind of orangey. We're going with the cozy. let's do the painting. My final colour for my background is going to be purple, because what a gorgeous combination. Red, orange, purple, kind of circusy almost. So like my character is doing a little cozy performance to herself. I don't know. It just worked in my mind, so I've gone for purple. Don't ask questions, guys. Cute. I'm so happy with that. So now I just need to paint her attire. So I think I'm going to go for like a muted kind of grey colour, because the background's so vibrant, and you know, your cozy jumper usually isn't like a really bright colour, maybe. I don't know. My ideal jumper's not. I just want to fade into the background, be chill in my kind of like grey, bluey, big, gross jumper. So that's kind of what vibes I'm giving off today. But obviously you guys go with whatever vibes you're feeling. Maybe you want like a bright yellow jumper. I don't own a yellow jumper. I own a mustard jumper. Does that count? But the bright grey, it's not a bright grey. The grey for me is what I'm feeling today. With the nice bright background, I think that this can really make the jumper pop or the background pop, depending on how you look at it. And now for the hair. So I can tell that the face is completely dry, which is really important because you don't want the hair colour running into the face. So I'm just going to tap in a little bit of brown paint for the hair, and it's quite a wet brush here, so I can just kind of like spread the paint that I've already applied around, being really careful not to get it in any places that I don't want it, because this brush is quite large, which is, I really love it because it carries loads of paint, so you rarely have to load it with paint. But when it comes to doing really fine details, you have to just be a little bit more careful. So that's what I'm doing here. So because it's quite wet, I can lift some of the colour and dab it off on my paper towel, and then the paint becomes a little bit more transparent, so you can see all of that fine liner work that I did earlier, because we don't want to hide all of that detail that we spent all that loving time preparing for now. So just kind of doing the last little finishing touches. And now I can just add some final highlights. So I'm just going to darken the two little strings coming down from the jogging pants or sweatpants or whatever you call them. I never know. Tell me what you call them in the comments of this video. Do you call them sweatpants? Jogging bottoms? I think back in the UK I would have called them joggers or jogging bottoms. And in Australia I think they call them sweatpants. I'm not sure what they call them in Germany. I should know, but I don't. But yeah, we're just adding some details. So just to the hem lines of the cuffs and the neck and the bottom of the jumper too, I'll just add a little bit of detail just to kind of add a little bit more depth, I suppose, to my painting. Just, you know, I don't want to stop painting yet, so I'm just finding things to do. But I do think that it adds a little something, as you can kind of see here. So there we go, our gorgeous painting of our cozy jumper. This is actually my perfect jumper. This is exactly what I want to look like every Sunday. So I hope that you enjoyed today's session. If you did, then please let me know. Send in your pictures to me. I'll leave the ways you can do that in the description of this video. Bye.